So Carole, here are some fruit here, some apples and pears. And those by themselves are absolutely delicious and sweet, but there's a way we're going to jazz it up here with a healthy treat. So what I'm going to do is make a little almond butter, more like a sauce. I'm going to use pure almond butter. Pure peanut butter, as you know, doesn't have all those added, what is it, the hydrogenated fats and sugars, trans fats. One thing people complain about is that the oil separates out in these that don't have the hydrogenated fats put in it. So what I do when I get my almond butter or peanut butter is I turn it upside down, put it in the fridge, and then the fat rises through, and as it gets cold, it mixes in.
Oh, good.
So all that without hydrogenated fats. So this almond butter is a bit intense, and peanut butter, and maybe a bit more fattening if you just eat it straight up. So what I like to do is make a nice little sauce. That's a great treat, a great snack in the afternoons. So I'm going to put a little almond butter here. And what we're going to use for a sweetener here, a natural unrefined sweetener, is homemade. Well, the bees made it, but he collected this honey here, right here in Virginia. So you can't get more local than that. And we're going to use some vanilla extract and a little water. And what we'll do, Carole, is add a little bit of water at a time and just start stirring it in. Maybe you can talk a little bit about why it's a good idea to combine this with the sweet fruit.
Right. The almond butter is a good source of healthy fat and some protein as well. So the sweetness of the apple, although because of the skin and the fiber in it, it's going to help. It's not going to perform in your body the way a piece of cake would. But it still can affect your blood sugar by itself. So by having the almond butter with it, you are adding some protein and fat, and what that does is basically hold your blood sugar at a steady level for a longer period of time. So you don't get increases and sudden drops in your blood sugar, and it sustains you a lot longer, and you feel satisfied more.
That's great. So this would be a good afternoon snack. Sometimes I've found if I've just eaten the fruit by itself, I get a little spacey after that, and it doesn't really hold me till dinner.
And that's possibly because your blood sugar is jumping all over the place.
Oh, yeah. So you see, I'm adding just a little bit of water at a time, because the oil in here, if you added all the water at once, it'd be a little bit harder to mix. So we're just making it a little saucier. And do you see how much further it's going to make this almond butter go? Because you don't need that much of it. So that looks pretty saucy to me. No commentary really on the virtues of that almond butter. And let's put a little bit of honey. Honey's pretty sweet. The sugar in honey is fructose, but it's not the same as high fructose corn syrup. It occurs more naturally, but honey's very sweet, so we're not going to put a lot. And I'm just going to mix that in here. So it's nice and saucy. You can dip things in. After the honey, you may want to add a little bit of flavor of some sort. Put just a tiny bit of vanilla extract. Remember, it's an extract, so it's strong, and you don't need much. And stir it in there. And that'll round out the flavor. And Carole, you always have the fun job of tasting. So give it a dip. Here we have these beautiful pears and apples.
An apple.
Yep, organic, so we've left the skin on it.
It's like sweet nut butter. It's wonderful.
All right, there you have it.